Today on the USA News, Iran launched deadly missiles towards Israel. Get all the breaking details next. Hey folks, I'm here. Welcome to the USA News from vacation. I'm currently in sunny San Diego, California, where it's 75 degrees. It is beautiful out here today. We're spending time with the family. But I could unresist coming to you right now, because we have some breaking news coming out of the Middle East. It seems that Iran has again resorted to attacking Israel by way of proxy, this time through its Houthi allies in Yemen. Now, earlier this week, warning was given by Israel and the United States. A joint statement was released saying that Iran has plotted a major attack against the United States and against Israel from Yemen. That Iran planned to use those Houthi rebels in Yemen to carry out an imminent attack against Israeli and U.S. targets. Israel responded with airstrikes against Iran-backed assets inside Yemen on Monday night. But apparently Iran said, hey, we're undeterred. We're going to press ahead with this attack. They did just hours ago. So what happened about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago at the time of this filming? Iran launched a volley of ballistic missiles towards Israel. Some reports are saying 5 missiles, other reports saying 6. They were fired from Yemen, no doubt about it. The Houthis claimed responsibility for these attacks, and they said, hey, we're targeting Israeli and U.S. assets. So number one, the immediate target of these missiles was Israel. And folks, I want to bring up a graphic right here from our good friends at the Jerusalem Post that shows the location of where these missiles were fired. And if we can pull this up here, we see the map of Yemen right here. Here is Saudi Arabia to the south and east of Yemen. And in the Red Sea there, here is the location where these missiles were launched from, according to the Jerusalem Post and other sources. So they were fired from Yemen towards Israel. Thankfully, at least according to the information that we have right now, no Israelis were harmed in this attack. There were no casualties, no damage was done. But folks, this is a big deal. First of all, because the Houthis have not really been active in this way for quite some time. Secondly, they didn't just fire 1 or 2 missiles. They fired at least 5 and possibly 6. This could have been far more deadly had Israel not been prepared. And we know that Israel has been on high alert in recent weeks, months even, knowing that something like this could happen. But let's break down why this is such a big deal. Number 1, here you see a map of where Yemen is located. So the missiles were fired from Yemen, but they were aimed at Israel. Well, that tells us a few things. Number 1, Iran continues to use its proxies to attack Israel. It will not come directly. Why would it? But through its proxies, Hezbollah, Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, the Houthis in Yemen, various militias in Iraq, in Syria, they use those proxies to do their dirty work for them. Secondly, and I've mentioned this many times before, when it comes to the Houthis, the Iranians clearly believe that the Houthis are the second most lethal threat to Israel after Hezbollah in Lebanon. Why is that? Because Yemen is located to the south of Israel. The Houthis could potentially threaten not only the Israeli home front, the coastal areas of southern Israel, but also the Israeli city of Eilat in the Upper Galilee in the north. So this is a very serious situation. And folks, I'm looking at my watch. It is 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on Friday, July. So this happened earlier this afternoon. We just got the word. And remember, the week before last, we talked about how the Houthis were firing rockets. They're firing incoming missiles into Saudi Arabia. Well, folks, it looks like they're now turning their attention towards Israel. And again, this all fits into the Iranian playbook. Remember, during the month of Ramadan, we saw numerous attacks against U.S. forces in Syria and Iraq, carried out by Iran-backed militias. Then more recently, of course, we've seen the Houthis seemingly turn up their activity level and target Saudi Arabia. Now they're turning their attention towards Israel. Why is that significant? Because we've talked about this on the newscast many times before. The ring of fire that surrounds Israel right now, whether it's the Houthis in Yemen, Hezbollah and Hamas to the north, Palestinian Islamic Jihad in Gaza to the south, and then various Iranian-backed militias in Syria and Iraq to the east, that ring of fire is being lit up on a almost daily basis, it seems, over the past few months. So Iran is surrounding Israel with all these proxies and militias, and they are re-attacking on an almost daily basis. It seems like there's no let-up, and no doubt that this puts Israel on edge, and it certainly is a growing concern. Secondly, again, we thank God that nobody was hurt in this attack. No damage was done. But it could have been much worse. These are fairly sophisticated missiles that the Houthis are using, no doubt aided by the Iranian regime. And they could have packed these missiles with explosives. They could have been loaded with, chemical weapons or something of that nature. Thankfully, that did not happen. But again, that's another reason why this is so disturbing. I also want to mention, we've been talking about a major war in the Middle East that's coming. We've been calling it the Great Northern War here on the newscast. We've been talking about that for some time. Well, folks, this is just a prelude to that. It's just a taste of what's to come. When that main event kicks off, it will involve Hezbollah and Israel going toe-to-toe. That will be the main event. But this is just a little appetizer of what's to come. You could see it happening on a small scale now. But when it really kicks off, it will be in full force, and we'll see the likes of Russia and Turkey and the likes of China involved as well. Very troubling times. But hey, we serve a God who is still on the throne. And although these missiles were flying towards Israel, the God of Israel controls the missiles as well, and he is still very much in control. So don't worry, be encouraged. Stay in prayer. As we know, God is not finished with Israel yet. He has plans and purposes for that nation, and for the people of Israel. We're going to keep a very close eye on this developing story and bring you all the breaking details right here on the Watchman News cast. Thanks so much for joining us. Until next time, God bless you, and remember, never hold your peace. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the USA News. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button and click subscribe for new episodes every weekday.